All right, so I guess I will start. This whole rebuilding process is about me changing things mentally and physically. And today I really let something bother me to the point where it like ruined my whole day. And I don't know why I let it get to me, but like I told myself that through this rebuilding process, I'm gonna learn how to control my anger and my emotions to the point where, I don't raise my voice or yell. And the whole raising my voice thing and yelling, that's something that really started, I want to say, like probably in the last 5 to 6 years or 7 years, maybe 8 years, something like that. I don't know. It seems longer than I tried to make it seem. But like when I was younger in my early 20s, I wasn't a person that yelled or raised my voice. And I feel like that's something I acquired throughout the years. Maybe it's because I have more stress. I'm not really positive, but that's something that I wanted to control. I wanted to have more self control to where I wouldn't yell, I wouldn't raise my voice. I'd be able to talk things out. And so instead of yelling or raising my voice or anything like that, I kind of just got mad at the entire situation and then isolated myself. And it kind of made me depressed. Like I felt depressed because I had like a whole day planned out and it didn't go the way that I wanted. And this was like after I left the gym too. After I left the gym, I felt really, really good and I felt really good about the day. And then it kind of just went downhill after that. So I feel like I need to reevaluate some of that stuff. And instead of just isolating myself, I feel like I maybe should have talked about it more. I know communication has always been a big thing with me, and it's been hard for me to communicate properly. Even when I'm making videos like this, it's hard for me to communicate properly. So that's part of my rebuild is learning how to communicate not only to the people and family around me, but um, on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. I want to be able to just overall be able to communicate things that I'm feeling, my emotions, and not just try to isolate it and pack it away. But yeah, like I said, things didn't go the way that I wanted them, and because of that, it just kind of like made me really depressed, and I just pretty much just laid in bed for a few hours. I'm hoping that today I'll be able to change that, and I don't know. Uh, that, yeah, I know it's hard for me to get things out, but it just really bugged me. And I don't want to really go too much into what happened because I'm not comfortable at this point going very much into my personal life. I probably will in the future, but right now I'm just kind of, scratching the surface and just trying to figure out ways to cope and figure out ways to make myself better. That's the whole thing is to make myself better so these situations don't happen to where I don't isolate myself, to where I don't just, let things get under my skin. And that's something that I've dealt with for a while where even if I don't always show it, and I said this in one of my previous short videos, is that I let things and people get to me. And I don't always show it all the time because I don't like to let people see that I'm bothered. I guess that's like that whole, you got to be a man thing. You can't let things bother you. Everything always has to be okay all the time. But, the reality of the situation is I do let things bother me. I do let things get to me and it gets under my skin. Sometimes it keeps me up at night. Sometimes it like stresses me out so much that I'm not able to think about anything else but that. And, you know, what happened today, it was kind of like that. I let it get under my skin and I was trying not to, but I let it get under my skin so much. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, I guess the top level of it is I hate when people complain. And I guess I'm here complaining now, the hypocrisy, right? But I, I don't like when people complain. There's so many things wrong in the world that, I just hate when people complain about little things. And I hate people that complain about things when it's being done for them. Like if I'm doing something for you and I'm taking my time and I'm taking my money and I'm taking like things to do something nice for you and you want to complain, it really does get under my skin. And maybe I shouldn't let it. Maybe I should just be like, well, then fine. But yeah, I'm not really sure why I let it get under my skin so much. But I did. And then, now I like feel bad about it because I could have changed a lot of things, but I didn't. And now I'm like, well, what can I do to make up for it? Because it's not like I did anything. I just kind of, like I said, I just isolated myself and it just made me depressed. It really made me depressed because in my head, I had like everything planned out and how I wanted it to go. And, it didn't work out that way and didn't go anywhere, just stayed at home. But yeah, I just don't know why I let these things get under my skin so much. God, I always say that, I have a lot of confidence and I don't care what people think about me or usually what people like think in general because if it doesn't affect me directly, then I shouldn't let it affect me. But a lot of times that's kind of like a mask to where I do care. I just don't show it. And it just like it really tears me apart on the inside sometimes. Especially when, I'm not going to say I'm a perfect person and I've done wrong to people and I've done bad things, just like everybody. But, there's sometimes where I don't feel like I deserve some of the hate. Like, I feel like you only see one part of one side of the story. And, you know, it's like I don't get to defend myself. And I shouldn't have to, right? I shouldn't have to defend myself against people that don't either know the truth or don't want to know the truth. But I just want to figure out how I can, get a little bit of peace. And that's what I feel like I don't have. I feel like I don't have peace. I feel like like I carry so much weight on my shoulders and I carry so much inside of me. Like I feel like I carry a lot of things inside of me, a lot of emotions and a lot of regret and a lot of things I carry inside of me. And, a lot of times I am able to block it out, but then there's times where I just sit alone and I'm just inside of my thoughts and it just tears me apart inside. And there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I try to just be like, it doesn't matter. And I tell myself, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. But it does, because if it's tearing me apart inside, then it does matter. And I shouldn't let it matter. I'm not really sure what I can do about that during this rebuilding process. Maybe my next video will be about how I can work on some of these small things, but this video is just me kind of just talking about some of that stuff. And honestly, like, I'm sitting here talking to myself, but just me being able to talk about it actually kind of makes me feel a little bit better. It makes me feel better. It's kind of getting the wheels turning to the point where I'm going to be able to at least move forward with what happened yesterday / today and work on how I can make things better going forward. And maybe today things will be better. And I know it sounds like I got my times messed up, but I work the night shift, so my days are kind of like off. Like, the things happened Saturday, and I woke up Saturday night after sleeping, and now it's Sunday morning. So I'm hoping today, Sunday, I can try to maybe do some of the things I wanted to do yesterday and move on from the things I feel inside before I have to go to work, because I have to go to work tonight, so I have to sleep at least 6 or 7 hours sometime today before work. But I do feel a little bit better talking about it, and I'm hoping that, today, even if I don't get to do all of the things I wanted to do with my family, maybe we can do some things, and maybe, you know, it'll make things a little bit better, and it'll, take some of this weight that I'm carrying. Yeah. So, if you've watched this all the way through, um, maybe you have some ideas for me. Maybe you could help me out on how you've been able to overcome this, or if you don't have a way to overcome it, maybe you could just tell me that you have this problem too, so I don't feel like I'm just alone, where I pretend like things don't get under my skin when it tears me apart. So, hope you guys have a good day though, because regardless, I'm gonna make this day better. I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna go to the gym in like an hour. I'm gonna work some of the stress off. Then we're gonna, you know, push forward. I'm gonna push forward, y'all. We got this.